from the Redneck Garage. Well, I'm out here with the Accord, and we're getting close to being near the end of this restoration project, I hope. Here's a link if you wanted to go back and look at the beginning of it, the series of how to restore the front end of this car. Be my guest. There's the link. So last night, I was able to take a foam pad and some 400 grit and sand down all the primer that we had put on in the previous video. I washed it down. I'll take a little bit of laundry detergent, scrubby pad, and just scrub all over the places that are going to paint, and then rinse the crap out of it, and I pulled it into the Redneck Spray Booth, and it sat overnight and it's drying. We're about at the point where we need to be masking it, and I'm waiting on some product to come in that I need to blend in the doors, and that'll be here tomorrow, and we should be able to shoot the paint. So let's take a look at where we're at with the car itself. I'm happy with the bumper, good enough for government work, looks great, ready to install. So now we just got to get the rest of the painting done. Here's my wife who's making noise while I'm trying to film. You better quit making noise. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Woman? Huh? Did you hear what I just said? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, 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 what are you doing?
That's not my name.
Hey, what are you doing? Did you get my laundry done? Did you get dinner cooked? Come on, woman. Get it together. She won't say anything while I got the camera going. Alright, I'm out here in the booth, and the bodywork turned out really pretty nice. I'll take a closer look here in a minute, but you may be asking, am I going to primer the hood? No, I'm not, because that's just more material, and I don't really care. It comes with that black primer, and for what we're using it for, a kid's car, I'm going to just shoot it, put plenty of silver on it, and it'll be just fine. You won't see any color difference. Now, the only issues that I run into, truthfully, are on the sides, and I will blend the doors in about maybe back to the mirrors, maybe just a little bit further. I'm wanting to blend the silver a little bit because it may not be an exact match, and it just looks stupid for the front end to look different than the back. So you blend it right there on the door, put a little blending agent on it, and you're good to go. But it's about time to start masking this baby off. And then before we paint it, we'll wipe it down one more time, take a tack cloth, make sure there's no garbage on it much, and then we'll shoot some color. Alright, I'm having a hard time. Nobody's jumped on my offer to sell this van yet, but it is a fine van. Just, you know, putting that back out there for you guys. Alright, so it's all messed off, ready to shoot. Got it wiped down with alcohol. Looks good. What we're going to be doing on the doors is we're going to blend it in. We're going to go back probably about a third of the way, and then we're going to go ahead and clear the rest of the door so there's not a color difference. And everything's looking pretty good. I got to get my covers for the wheels. I forgot about that. Well, today is paint day. We've got to put on our base and clear on the hood, the fenders. We're going to feather out the doors so there's no color difference in the paint. And I think it's going to look pretty dang nice. So let's get going. Okay, I got my mask and I got my spray gun, about ready to put some color on this thing. We're going to be feathering out those doors, and I'm going to show you a little bit on that when we get up to it. Should come out pretty nice. I got my tack rag, so when we lower the hood after I get the fenders cut in, we're going to go ahead and tack rag it off, make sure there's no lint, dust, whatever garbage on it. Hoping it goes pretty well. Alright, the silver looks mighty fine. Feathered it back on the doors. It should look great. Shouldn't be able to see it. Hood looks like it's got full coverage. This side looks good, so we're going to start shooting some clear. I'm going to raise up the hood and do those little pieces right in there, and then start clearing the rest of the car. Alright, so that's one coat of clear, and it's glossing out pretty well. I got one big waterfall over here by the door handle. I was excited about that, which I'll have to sand and buff out right there. But other than that, everything's turned out pretty nice. As long as you can get the hood and the fenders, most of it's straightened out, looking good. All right, last coat of clear. Hopefully we'll get this stuff right on here, right? Okay, I'm pretty happy with it for sure. As it starts to dry, it starts settling down in the clear. I probably will buff the hood. Got a little bit of trash in it, which is normal. But as far as color goes, match, I'm very happy with the way this thing looks. The only place, I didn't get any blending agent, the only place that's just a straight up line is right here. And I'll wet sand that down with some 1500, 2000 grit and just buff right there and you won't even see it. The color match is really pretty good. Looks like it's just a slight darker in the front, but that could be just because of the shininess too. Starting to clean up. The clear that I used again was the Speedo-Line clear. It's really inexpensive. It's like $60 a gallon for a gallon of clear and a quart of activator. Used some fast at the beginning and then I switched over to medium. Try to get a little bit of gloss out at the very end. But I tell you, I'm pretty impressed with it. Alright, so it's time for Blue Moon. Here's a couple tips. When you do your clear, make sure that you put it on thick enough, especially on the hood. I put it on really thick on the hood, just for the fact that I plan on wet sanding it down and buffing it out. And if you don't put it on thick enough, then you're going to have an issue. Of course, you don't want it running off the hood, but make sure that you get a really good final coat on it. Because when you wet sand it down, it'll look like a factory finish. The Speedo-Coat, can't say enough about it. As inexpensive as it is, it really does a nice job. So I was really pleased with that. Tomorrow we'll have the big reveal. I'll pull it out in the sun, we'll take a look at it, start putting on the headlights, bumper, all that garbage, and it'll pretty much get close to being done. I'm going to enjoy my beer, kick back a little bit. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.